J Stacks. Hit him with the 808s.
So looking back on like how you was, man, like back in the day, like what made you, you know what I'm saying, like get in and become the person that you are today, with being a fan, want to be the family man and want to, get into security.
Man, it's crazy you bring that up. Like I started doing security like before I even graduated high school. So
Hmm.
like all the little house parties they had back in the day, that's where I started making my bones. Then I upgraded, started doing security at like the little icebreakers at the college campuses, parties like that.
Yep.
And so like honestly, it's crazy because if it wasn't for car troubles, I'd still be doing security up there. But I had to stop that, start doing
Hmm.
security in Flint, and so I've been doing security overall for 11 years. But what got me on track was like I would see videos of like security guards doing like VIP protections and all of that, and
Yeah.
so I started thinking like, you know what, this looked like something that I could get into. Like, and it's crazy because like back then, like I'm still to this day, still am, but like back then I was that heavy Yu-Gi-Oh card playing ass nigga
Man, I
in the
was too.
lunchroom.
I'm
Like
telling you, I used to love merging my three blue eyes white dragons, making the ultimate blue eyes. I'm
man,
telling you, I used to get off on people with that.
man, I swear. But yeah, like a lot of people look at me now and then compare me back then. It's like, bro, you completely different than you was back then. I was like, hey, I mean,
Uh,
it is what it is. But like,
do you feel like you a better man now than you was years ago because
oh,
of what you do?
absolutely. Like I'm honestly, it's like honestly, I'm definitely much more better and calmer. A lot of people won't admit to that. I'm a lot more calmer because remember back at the dub, I was that high head motherfucker, and I was
Man,
always ready to fight.
I
But
seen
like,
you yell at people a couple of times if you
yeah,
got mad at
like
something.
I was on gold time back then, but like now I definitely became a much calmer person. Like I've become a more rational thinker as well.
Got you, and I think that just leads into being older now and everything you see. Maturity does for a lot of people come with age, and you gain other stuff too, like wisdom and definitely discipline. Because Lord knows I've came a very, very long way from doing a lot of wild stuff in the streets, and you know, I'm just blessed. You know what I'm saying? To even be here and being the person I am
Right.
today to, you know, continue to inspire and influence other people to want to do great too, because nothing humbles you better than life.
Oh yeah,
Nothing humbles you better than what the shit you
man,
go through in life
man,
and the bullshit you done.
man. I'm trying to tell you.
So what are like some hobbies that you're into? Like what keeps you like focused and driven? Like what other stuff do you into?
One hobby that I actually got back doing that I really didn't do a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
like the last, like I want to say 10 years. I didn't really got back into like reading books,
Damn,
like
I need to get into
cause
that.
and not just like the basics and all that. Like I've been really like hitting like heavy duty chapter books just to like
Okay.
broaden my mind and everything. Cause I used to be a heavy reader back then, but like the last like 8, 9, 10 years, I didn't really do too much reading. And
Yeah.
so I just recently got back to doing reading. But like main hobbies before that, catch me on the PlayStation 4 on Call of Duty most likely.
Okay.
And so shit like that. No, I still do poetry every now and then, but like I really kind of put that on hold.
Okay. So we're going into like books and stuff too. Is it more like audibles or you do like hardcovers?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
The one Audible that I did listen to was 50 cents. That's honestly it was a great Audible. A lot of people wouldn't look at 50 and think like this dude would literally speak out a whole book or an Audible, but like I was really listening and I was like, okay, I
Hmm.
could understand that. And then hardcovers, I try to like broaden more on the hardcovers
Yeah,
because like once you really read like 6 different books, you'll realize like a lot of people really do not think the exact same way as most people think they would think.
for
Like,
sure.
because like I'll say this, two hardcovers that I did read. both of them were written by CEOs.
Mm.
And when I tell you both of them, completely different. Like a lot of people think that CEOs and like business owners, they have the same mindset. No, your mindset could be completely different from somebody else's. And so that's what really got me like reading hardcovers again.
Okay. So what's a book that you would recommend everybody to check out too, even myself included?
Oh, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think you could really recommend a book, but if I had to pick, damn, I can't think of one off the
I
top of
told
my
you I
head.
come with the hard questions.
I can't think of one off the top of my
My
head.
first stump of the day.
You know what? I'll give my favorite book that I used to read back in the day, To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird. Good
Like,
book, also good movie. Y'all should check that
the
out.
movie was definitely great.
Kill a Mockingbird. Now I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna rewatch that again just because it's empowering. Always remember out there, kids, knowledge is power. Fuck TikTok for a minute. Pick up a book. Read a book. I don't want to get hit with copyright stuff. But and I might be showing my age with that too. But for those out there that know, you know. Okay. So what type of impact do you look to create with everything that you're doing in life, or what's something that you may want to create?
Oh man, impact. You know, I ask myself that every day, and I'll be honest, still to this day, I don't know what kind of impact I want to make on the world yet. You know, like even right now, I'm just turning 30 this year. I look back on everything that I've done, everything that's transpired, and I really think about it like, man, do I really want to make an impact on the world, or do I want to make an impact on myself?
Quote of the video.
Because it's like I can leave a footprint for someone else to follow any time of the day. But it's like once you really look at your footprint, you really like diverge into thinking like, is this really a footprint that I want to leave for somebody else?
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of people, they want to leave their own footprint, but they don't want access. They don't want most folks to have access to the blueprint.
For sure.
For sure. And it's like, if I'm going to leave a blueprint, I want it to be for my own legacy. Like, I don't want somebody, I don't necessarily want anybody to follow behind me.
Yeah.
Like, I encourage anybody, like, be original. Don't get into security because I got into security.
Yeah.
Like, don't get into fashion just because somebody else got into fashion.
Yeah.
Because their passion isn't going to be your passion.
Got you. And I want to go into this too. With security for somebody out there who wants to get into that, because I know a couple people, even my family, do security as well. Explain to the people out there that might not know, what are some of like the dangers of being a security guard? Because I know you guys put your life on the MF line every time y'all wake up and y'all have to go into duty to do this. So what are some of the dangers and challenges that they should watch out for?
I'm going to be honest with you. Same exact shit the police go through. That's just it. This is how security is viewed. Just like the police officers. Everybody is upset when we're there, but when shit hits the fan, we're the first one they ask where they are.
Yeah.
That is literally it. That is literally it. I can't put it any other way because it's the God honest truth. Because there have been times in clubs where it'll be packed out, but like no issues will happen. It'll be a smooth night, no issues. Might have to take a couple of drunk girls to their cars and all that, make sure they leave right. But for the most part, we ain't have to break up no fights. And you'll get some folks upset that we were there to begin with. But you got to understand, like, we're there to make sure that nothing bad happens. And if something happens, we're there to handle it.
For sure.
Like, that's really the reason why I switched strictly to armed security for myself. So that I can have my protection with me no matter what. Even when I was working unarmed, I still took I still took my gear with me.
Take them precaution measures to protect and preserve
Yeah,
yourself.
it's all about a precautionary measure.
Yeah.
Like it's no different than when you pay a deposit for like a home or something, and you move out, you get that deposit back. That's just insurance.
Yeah.
You know, that's all we are. We're ensuring that nothing happens. If something does happen, we're there to make sure that it gets handled.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So for people out there, man, that want to get into security, man, just make sure you being mindful of everything, and also take those measures. It's going to make sure that you're safe too, because at the end of the day, y'all want to come back home to y'all families. Y'all want to live to see the next day. Y'all don't want to be out here, into a bad spot. And for those out there that is not into it, you got to respect, someone who's going out here every day and every night. Literally, they putting their life on the line. And sometimes, they may get paid what they're looking for, or may not get paid what they're looking for. And y'all take that for granted. RIP, you know what I'm saying, Duper,
Man,
which was a fucked up situation that should have never happened on both ends. It's fucked up for both of families. Shit like that should never, ever happen for people who are just trying to do their jobs.
And also, I will say this as far as doing security for all those that are getting into the field, know the laws around the scope of your job as far as security.
Okay.
Like, even though I say we're viewed the same as police officers, we can't do everything that they do.
Yep.
Like one incident, a guy shot across the parking lot all because there was a shooting across the parking lot.
Yeah.
He ended up getting put in jail because of that. Like, just because you have a gun and you are doing security for that property, you are limited to that property. Just fair warning. Don't go shooting just because there's a shooting happening.
Right.
Like, that's a lot of people, and a lot of people don't know this, but so they get upset when certain things like that happen, and they wonder why security ain't intervening. Like, no, we're strictly for this property.
Yeah.
Like, we can't do shit about what is going on across the street unless it comes over.
Yeah.
So
that's always something to live by too, man. You gotta know your field, know what you're getting yourself into. Like I said, this isn't something just that's easy to do. Some people, they might look at it as, oh, I get to have a gun and have some authority, it's more to come. You gotta know the rules and regulations behind any venture you look to go into, man. It can save your life, and it can save other people's lives too.
Yep.
So we're gonna leave off on this, man. What's something that you want to give to the audience and say, man, that's inspiring, or something you can tell anybody out there that wants to know?
Create your own footprint. That's all I can really say. If you want to go into drawing, make it your own. Make it your own. Make it your own original. I'll say that. Be original, pretty much. Like, just because somebody else is, making this X amount of dollars in this field, don't mean you necessarily gonna make X amount of dollars in this field. Just kind of find your stride, and don't be afraid to test different platforms. You might not be good at drawing, you might not be good at swimming, you may not be good at basketball, you might be good at football though. You never know.
Yeah.
But like, find a blueprint that you can make yours to leave your own impact on the world.
Got you. I like that, bro. Hey, man, it's a pleasure having you stop on the show, man.
Pleasure being here.
Y'all know what it is, man. I'm Jay Stats. This has been another edition of Fli Talk Live. We live.
Said she wanna get fly, drop a band on it. She a big fan, let her blow on it. Shawty, she a go straight pro on it. Whatever she want, we gon' go for it. Goddamn, like really goddamn, what she working.